I'm Mick, and this is Sally. In our videos, we hope to showcase what Australia has to offer. You can follow us on our adventures via the following social media platforms. If you like the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. To continue our time away leading up to the Easter break, this morning we left Black Point and headed over towards Port Broughton, and on our way over there we went via Cadena and did a bit of shopping and stocked up with a few items that we required before we were going to get to our Easter destination. Yeah, g'day everyone. It's Tuesday morning and Sally and I are here at Port Broughton and stopping in the Caravan Park. Pretty warm when we got here yesterday. When after we left Black Point it was cold, long pants, trousers and jumpers and whatever, but yeah, she's pretty warm up here. So here for 3 nights in the Caravan Park. We'll have a bit of a look around at Port Broughton while we're here, and then we'll move on to our Easter camp. The Caravan Park site that we're on while we're here at Port Broughton was classed as a premium waterfront site, and it certainly was spacious. There was nothing to do with the site being small whatsoever. Being as the day was such a perfect day weather-wise, we went for a wander down to the foreshore, and with all this green lawn and cleanliness of the place, it just gives you that feeling of wanting to be there. From one end of the street along the foreshore right up to the other end was this lush green lawn. It was just very nice. Undercover picnic tables and barbecues, everything there for the tourist. Port Broughton's T-shaped jetty was actually constructed in 1876, and it was serviced with a 3-foot 6-inch railway narrow gauge line, and that went from the jetty itself up to Mundura, which was 16 kilometres inland, and the Port Broughton railway line was used in the way that they used horses to pull the carts uphill. And because it was uphill, they then used gravity to run the wagons downhill, and I guess that's where the term might have come about, angel gear. But they had an operator sitting on the wagons that used to operate the brakes, and that was how they got it down there. It was all under brake control. As industry changes with time, the jetty's no longer used on a railway line system, so of course now it's used for commercial fishing industry to tie up their boats, and the locals and tourists to fish and crab off of, if you know what you're doing. The town of Port Broughton certainly caters for the locals and the tourists, I guess. The local pub here, Port Broughton Hotel, Sally and I had a meal there while we were stopping in Port Broughton. We had locally caught seafood that was very nice to eat indeed. The town's pretty much got everything that you would want. It's got a good IGA store, local takeaway, obviously the normal fuel outlets, this hotel here, chemist shop, bakery, well set up for the tourist. Back at the caravan park, it was chicken schnitzel cooked on our gas barbecue here while we're waiting for the sunset. This gas barbecue we've had for, God, that many years, I've forgotten how long it was, but we've resurrected it on this trip, and just to have something different other than cooking in the Weber all the time. Tonight's sunset, not as spectacular as some that we've seen when we've been at Port Broughton, but a little bit of glow in the west. Start of a new day, the sun was out, but unfortunately for us that didn't last long as we were soon covered in cloud. Even though our caravan site was a premium waterfront site, it is a beach that has a very low tide, and as there was a dodge tide for 2 of the days that were there, unfortunately there wasn't a real lot of water to look at. Many years ago, before the dry conditions hit Australia and all our water restrictions come into play, Port Broughton Caravan Park used to be lawned from the front gate to the back fence. But of course that's no longer a situation that we see in a lot of caravan parks, if not most caravan parks. And to Port Broughton's credit, where they've got gravel sites etc, no longer lawns, it certainly is kept well clean on the ground. And just to show you the cleanliness of the ground and the way that they try and keep it, is the street sweeper here going down the road doing its work. The caravan park does offer some pad ensuite sites. The swimming pool within the caravan park and the camp kitchen, that's all located in the centre area of the main grounds itself. Certainly as you go around to different caravan parks, there's getting more and more of these pizza ovens that are available for park users. The Port Broughton Caravan Park certainly offers a big array of cabins, both styles and accommodations for what they offer. There's certainly a big variety. If you're in a fishing town and you're a caravan park, or you need to supply one of these, and there's a good one here. When you see these sort of facilities, it's got to give you the confidence that if you're doing something right, you'll go out there and catch some fish and some crabs to bring back to make the most of these facilities. This area here is new to the caravan park. I'm not quite sure how many years it's been in play, but certainly great for the kids. It's got the barbecue there. You can cook your barbie while the kids are out playing. The water park, yeah, just so good. fired up the gas barbie again for pancakes for breakfast. Later on in the day it was chips and gravies down by the beach for lunch, as we then proceeded to head out towards Fishermans Bay for a look. We swung in and had a look at the boat ramp on our way past, and with the dodge tide that the town was currently experiencing, not a lot of water in the boat ramp itself, but still enough there to allow fisher people to go out and get their boats out and hopefully catch a few fish. And as we're going here, we're driving down through the old shacks. So when I say old, they've been there for many years. Some have obviously been rebuilt, and with the 2-story one like we just went past, but now on the road out to Fishermans Bay. As we now enter into Fishermans Bay itself, you'll see that a lot of the shacks here are well dated, and of course the place has been here for such a long time, many years. And no doubt there are people that have replaced their older shack with a new one. I think some of the housing rules out there have changed. Don't quote me on that, I'm not real sure. But yeah, certainly a nice place to be if you like fishing. Once again, green foreshore with lawns and barbecues. It certainly adds to the appearance of any beachfront, I think. A little bit disappointing with the dodge tide though. It gives the impression that there's not much of a waterway here, but I'm sure on a normal day, when you've got normal tides flowing in and out, that this would be a very picturesque place to be looking at. And poor old boat ramp here, it's nearly out of water altogether because of the low tide. As we drive down here, we must be heading along where the original and some of the very first shacks were built, I think. Corrugated iron, it's what a shack used to be once like. And as we turn around here, you see the toilets back up on the rise there. And I'm sure there would have been a few thunderstorms there overnight. Now leaving Fishermans Bay, and we're back in Port Broughton, just driving in some of the streets to have a look at the newer areas with some of the new flash houses that obviously people, I assume, have built them as retirement homes. As we make our way back to the Caravan Park, it certainly is a nice drive coming down through the street here in the middle of Port Broughton, heading towards the water before we turn left to make our way back to the park. As the light shines towards the barbecue, it gives the barbecue the impression that it's on fire, but it's actually the steam rising from the hot plate. Another sunset, more colour than the night before, but still not as good as some that we have seen in past years when we've been there. The Caravan Park is certainly busy now, all getting ready for the Easter period. The park is actually booked out over the Easter period, so they were telling me, so yep, out with the mowers and watering all the lawns. It It was now our last night here at Port Broughton, and we had hoped for a colourful sunset out over the jetty, but we went down there and it just wasn't to be. But never mind, there's always the next time we're here. Well, unfortunately our time's come to an end here at Port Broughton, so been pretty warm, and from here we move over to our annual get together for our Easter camp over on the farm. So hope you've enjoyed the video, and till the next one's up, take care and look after yourself. If you like the video that you just watched, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of our videos, hit the subscribe button. And once you've done that, tap on the bell and change the notification to all. That way every time we do uploads to our YouTube channel, you'll be notified.